I got a 2 a.m. call saying our house was sold cheap, so I flew home on the next flight. My phone buzzed at 2 a.m. in our volunteer dorm in Uganda. I saw my sister's name and answered. Kristen laughed. I sold the house while you were gone, she said. You weren't using it anyway. My stomach dropped. Mom and Dad's house? I asked. Yes, she said. Relax. I handled it. You can't just sell it, I said. She scoffed. Bills were piling up. Taxes, utilities, insurance. David found a buyer who could close fast. How much? I asked. 800,000 cash, she said, like she was proud. My hands started shaking. That house is worth at least 3 million, I said. Why would you take that? Market's bad, she snapped. No inspections, no contingencies. It's done, I swallowed. Who's the buyer? Some LLC, she said. They're tearing it down next week for condos. Then she added, why are you being so calm? I'll call you back, I said, and hung up. I stepped into the hallway and called Tom Chen, my college roommate who became a real estate attorney in Boston. He answered right away. Amelia, he said. I was waiting for you. You already heard, I said. Yeah, Tom said. And your sister really messed up. He didn't waste time. That LLC isn't random. It's owned by Walter Webb, David's business partner. My throat went tight. So David bought it? I asked. Not on paper, Tom said, but it's tied to him. And here's the ugly part. David has been on the zoning committee for months. He knew about the new transit hub plans before they went public. So he knew the land would jump in value, I said. Exactly, Tom said. They wanted it cheap so they could flip it. Can we stop the sale? I asked. Better than stop it, Tom said. The power of attorney Kristen used is for medical decisions only. It doesn't let her sell property. The sale is invalid. Tell me what to do, I said. Emergency injunction, Tom said. Hearing is tomorrow morning. You need to be here. I didn't argue. I booked the first flight out. At the airport, I kept refreshing my email. Tom sent the filing draft and a copy of the power of attorney with the medical section highlighted. Then he texted, they already recorded the deed and a demolition permit was pulled. My chest tightened. How soon? I typed. Crew is scheduled today, he wrote. If we miss court, they could start. I sat on the plane with my shoes on, staring at the clock as it jumped time zones, trying not to picture a wrecking ball hitting our childhood walls. When I landed in Boston, my phone had a text from Kristen. Demolition crew is doing a walkthrough today. Last chance to say goodbye, she wrote, ending it with LOL. I deleted it and went straight to the courthouse. Tom met me outside with papers already clipped and labeled. Inside, Kristen sat with David and a young lawyer. Kristen gave me a tight smile. David stared at the floor. The judge came in and read the file with a hard face. Then she looked at Kristen. Ms. Chen, she said, did you use a medical power of attorney to sell real estate? Kristen's lawyer stood up and started talking about paying bills and acting in good faith. The judge lifted a hand. Stop, she said. This document is clear. Medical decisions only. She turned to me. Ms. Amelia Chen, the sale is void effective immediately. The property reverts to joint ownership. Any demolition or transfer is prohibited. Kristen went white. David wiped sweat off his forehead. Then a woman in a dark suit stood from the back row. Your Honor, she said, the city is opening an investigation into potential fraud tied to this transaction. Mr. David Chen's zoning role and his financial ties to the buyer raise serious concerns. Kristen snapped toward David, whispering, what is she talking about? David didn't answer. The hearing ended, and I walked out with my legs shaking. On the courthouse steps, Kristen ran after me, crying hard. Amelia, please, she said. Help us. They're saying David could go to prison. We could lose everything. She grabbed for my sleeve. I'm your sister. I pulled back. You sold our parents' house while I was overseas working, I said. You laughed about it. You called my work a game. You took $800,000 for a house worth millions, and you used the wrong paperwork because you thought nobody would catch you. It was David's idea, she cried. I didn't know about the transit hub, I swear. I shook my head. You knew enough, I said. You chose greed over family. She tried to speak again, but I turned and walked away, leaving her there with David in the cold. Now my family is saying I'm cruel for not helping her. Was I wrong?